All right, guys, welcome back to part 2 of, I did it again. It'll come down in a second. Part 2 of dividing fractions, dividing mixed numbers. And I think we should be able to wrap this up in this video. So tell me what you come up with on this problem. All right, Alexis equally shared a 7.5-pound bag of apples among her 3 friends. How many pounds of apples did each friend get? So we have 7.5 divided by 3. Now, we didn't include Alexis because it didn't say she was included. It just said she shared these with her friends. So 7.5 divided by 3. I'm going to convert 7.5 to an improper fraction and 3 to an improper fraction. Invert or multiply by the reciprocal. Simplify 5/2. Each friend received 2.5 pounds of apples. There it is. All right, number 4. You've done area problems before. I'll let you go ahead and do this one. All right, the area of a rectangle below is 42 3/4 inches squared. We know the length is 9.5. What is the width of the rectangle? Area is length times width. Area of a rectangle is length times width, I'm sorry. I know my area is 42 3/4 inches squared. I know my length is 9.5. So therefore, because I know 2 out of 3 dimensions, I can find the third. Inverse operation of multiplication is division. I will divide 42 3/4 by 9.5. Convert to improper fractions. Multiply by the reciprocal. Simplify before I multiply. 9.5 is 9/2 is the same as 4.5. So my width is 4.5 inches. And I believe this might be the last problem. A fish tank has 17.5 liters of water. It starts leaking water at a rate of 7/8 liters per minute. So solve that for me. Okay, so the water is leaking at the same rate. So it's leaking 7/8, equal groups of 7/8. So it's 17.5 divided by 7/8. How many 7/8 are there in 17.5? I'm going to convert before I multiply by the reciprocal. So 17 times 2 is 34, plus 1 is 35. 35/2 divided by 7/8. Multiply by the reciprocal. Simplify before I multiply. And I get 20. It'll take 20 hours to empty that if water keeps leaving or coming out of the tank at 7.5 liters per minute. I'm sorry, per minute. That would be 20 minutes then. Not hours. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So that kind of makes sense because that's almost 1 liter. So take about, you might say 17 minutes, but because it's more than 17 liters and it's a little bit less than a liter, take a little bit more than 17 minutes, so about 20 minutes. All right, that's it. So again, guys, the pattern. The pattern is multiply by the reciprocal of the divisor. Division is really multiplication. Division of fractions is really multiplication. All right, take care.